Desmond Pro Sound Mix, and I'm here with the new SSL Channel Strip 2, and I really didn't get what the manual was talking about, and I wanted to make sure that I figured out how the curves worked on here, so I decided to use Qclone and take a look at the curves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the filters, and I want to see how the filters react. So I'm on the low pass filter right now, and if you look at Qclone, once I start turning it, you'll see over here, that's my low pass, okay? And it's pretty accurate because I'm at 3,000 kilohertz right now, and you can see that it starts falling off at 3,000 kilohertz. So that is accurate. So I can do the other side, and this starts at 20 hertz and it drops all the way down to 500 hertz. And so you can see 500 hertz, that's where it starts dropping right there. So filters work normal as advertised. Now we'll move on to the high frequency. So it's at 22K. We'll bump that up, and what you see is we got a shelf, right? And as it bumps, it kind of gets lower in this range right here. It's lower as it comes up over here. It gets a little bit lower there, but that's set at 22. As I move it, 16, I'm at 14 now. I'm at 9,000K, 5,000K, and we'll take it all the way to 1.5K. So what you'll see is it actually starts at about 250, and it's a shelf right now. This is called a shelf because it looks like a shelf for the people that don't know. Now you do have this, and this is your bell. So now it's turned into a bell, and it's boosting at 1.5K, just like the numbers say here. So as I move it, you'll see the bell start moving, right? Move it back, you'll see it. So that's pretty much like everything else, but usually I've been using this in shelf mode. Okay, turn that one off. And we'll go down to the high mid frequencies, and we'll turn that all the way up, and you'll see that's where it's boosting. And I can turn the Q, and we're going to get a more narrow boost. Okay, and now we're getting a wider boost, and then we can take it from 0.6K to 7K, okay, or 7,000 kilohertz. Okay, and now we have, right now we're in the G mode, but if I click this, we're now in E mode. And that is really what I wanted to see. And it is different, but it's not drastically different, even though it kind of sounds almost drastically different. According to the curve, it's not that different, right? So I'm going in and out, and you can see that it's moving a little bit. It's not moving a lot, but yes, the curves are different. And lately I've been using a G. So we'll set that back to 0, and we go to our low mid frequencies, and you can see what happens there. And that's a tight Q, widen the Q. Okay, go from 2,000 kilohertz, and we'll take it all the way down to 200. And that's what happens. Go narrow again, and that's your low. Last but not least, we have our low frequency. Boost that, and you got a shelf. Hit this button, and you got a bell. All right, now we can go all the way down to 40 hertz, and we can move that all the way up to 600 hertz. So this is a good way to figure out what is going on with your EQ if you really don't understand what's going on with the EQ. I'm going to pull up another EQ just to show you. Let's see. Let me find one. to choose, what am I going to choose? I have no idea what I'm going to choose. I'm just going to pick one. Okay, let's go with the Waves F6. Okay. Move that in place. Let me mute the other one. Close this window. And let's move this in place. So what we have here is the F6. So I can move this and you'll see how the curves move. And I can tighten it up. It's already on, let me see what's a Q. Okay, here's a Q. I tighten that Q up. But you see what the Q's doing. It's actually boosting and it's got a little cut along with it. Okay, so I can just boost that back. I can go to another one. I can turn this one off. I go to 4, let's say, and I can just hit the gain and you'll see that it's boosting. So this allows you to see exactly what your EQ is doing, even though you do have this window. You do have EQs that don't have a window, so you're really not sure of exactly what it's doing. Well, I think I'll pull one of those up so we can see. All right, let's go back to mix. Let's go to, let's try the 1073. Do a search. 1073, and I'm going to use, I suppose, the Neve one. Okay. So we've got this 1073, and we want to see what's going on. So let me make sure I bypass the other one. Mix, did I? Yeah, I did. Okay. So as soon as I pull it up, we see that we have something right here, right? And that's at its default setting. So if I turn this one, okay, you see it's doing some, what is it doing? That's at 110. Okay, let me put it here. Maybe it wasn't on. Okay, there it is. It's on now. So you see when I boost, it's dropping over here. Okay, it's dropping right around there. And so I'm boosting this signal. Now I'm at 220 hertz. Now I'm at 35 hertz. So you see the curve, it's like doing the whole spectrum kind of. Okay, it's dropping a little bit over here and it's dropping a little bit over there, and it raises a little bit over here along with this boost. So I can set this back, set that back, and let's do this frequency. So we see what's happening here, and it's going down here, it's boosting here, and it's boosting a little bit over here, but it also goes down there. So that's how this EQ is working. If you didn't have this, you wouldn't be able to see that. So now I'm at 7000K, and I'm moving it back, and now I'm at 36, okay, or 360 hertz. Okay, and you can see that the curve is just not in here where it's being boosted. Okay, so now I'm going to put that back, and we're just going to turn this one. And so turning that is boosting. It's a shelf, but you see it dips right here in 350 to 500 range, and it dips from, let's say, 40 hertz down to 20 hertz. It's dipping over here. So, and this is just turning up the shelf. If I go lower, that's what happens. I don't think this line thingy, okay, it does. So now I'm on line, and you see what happens. So I'm gonna go more, okay, it raises it. So now It's all the way up there. So it's probably distorting right now. I have the volume down, but you can see what's going on with that. And you can see with everything flat, there is still a curve. All right, so now I'm on the mic side, and we see what's going on with the mic side. Okay, and we really can't see it, but we bring it down here, and basically there's a whole lot of distortion on this side, unless I put the I turn it down. Okay, I'll put the pad on right here. See you later, son. So this is what you see. All right, and so it works with any EQ. So Q-Clone is pretty cool to use. All right, Pro Sound Mix out.